Hi everybody, would like to welcome you again to continue our series in describing and explaining problems or issues or non-conformance that might face organizations in implementing management systems. During part one we have discussed mainly the problem of not describing the strategy of the company, the objectives, the directions, the policy, not establishing clear objectives, measurable objectives, smart objectives, or not establishing clear key performance indicators based on which organizations will evaluate their own performance. This was mainly the part of the top management planning and establishing strategies, objectives, and key performance indicators. This part we will describe or explain issues or problems that might face organizations in identifying risks to implement or to achieve objectives. These risks are mainly the uncertainties to achieve the desired results. This is mainly the definition of risk. The risk is defined as the uncertainty to achieve the planned results. So objectives which has to be established, key performance indicators has to be established and evaluated to evaluate the degree of performance. Risk is mainly the uncertainty to achieve these objectives or to achieve certain results or key performance indicators. Organizations are commonly describing or evaluating risks with certain techniques like failure mode effect and effect analysis, what's if. There are several methods for risk assessment. Organizations, I think based on their industry, organizations should first use the suitable risk assessment technique. Most important is to evaluate or that risk assessment should reflect the reality. This is the main issue, and this is the main obstacle and the main problem we are facing with auditing organizations. Organizations are usually put risk assessment or identifying risk in a routine or not really in the real life. So they might face a problem in the cash flow, or problem in the profitability, or problem with customers, or problem in occupational health and safety issues, or problems with environment. And these are the main problems when you discuss with the top management. And when you search or you look in the risk assessment, these problems do not exist. So this is the main problem with risk assessment, is that risk assessment does not really reflect the reality. It does not reflect the real situation, the real status of the organization's business and organization's life, daily life. So these has to match together. Risk assessment should reflect what are the real problems and the real obstacles the organization is facing to achieve real objectives, not paperwork or not just documents. Okay, so risk assessment should match with objectives, should match with key performance indicators to achieve such objectives, and should match with the performance the top management has to measure periodically. One problem also is the provision of resources, like providing people with training, providing people with continual awareness, communication with people. People are the backbone of any organization, and there should be on focus always. Even competent people. Competent people means people who has the necessary education, experience, training, knowledge, skills. These people needs always to have competence, always to have awareness sessions, training. You need to maintain their competence. Not only that they have sufficient competence, they should work and work and work and give and give. They should always receive direction, receive objectives, receive methods, receive updates about the organization status. They have to be involved also for occupational health and safety matters. They should participate in establishing objectives, in establishing risk assessments, in reviewing their performance. They have to be involved. Okay? This is one of the main problems organizations are facing, are not making people participating with a strong influence. This has to change in all management systems, because there is a huge focus on people in all management system standards, especially occupational health and safety. Now with the new ISO 45001 year 2018, there is a strong focus, huge focus on people's participation or participation of workers and their representatives. This has to come also with document control, rest of resources, internal and external communication with interested parties, internal communication with the rest of interested parties internally, like employees, like shareholders, like top management, managers, the different levels, non-managerial workers also as well. We need always communication between the different levels. Silo thinking is totally harming, destroying organizations. If everybody is only thinking about himself, thinking about his department, thinking about his process without effective communication with others, this is really the beginning of failure. Also, we need to focus also on external communication. We need to communicate externally regarding legal requirements, updates, regarding standard specifications, with the clients to know their requirements, their updates, with the market situation to know what's happening, because external communication would impact the strategy of the organization. If you are facing new competitors, for example, you should know about their strength, their weakness. This has always to have needs to be discussed with the top management during the management reviews in order to align the direction and the strategic direction of the organization with the current situation. These are some of the problems facing organizations in implementing the part of resource management, communication, and documented information. Regarding operation, organization always needs to control the operation, needs to control maybe according to the 5M technique, methods, men, machine, material, and monitoring and measurements. These 5M always needs to be controlled. You need to control the machines for operation, maintaining them, keeping them at the highest level of effectiveness and efficiency. Needs to ensure that they will achieve the objectives. For the machine, if they need calibration, they need to be calibrated. People needs to have sufficient training, sufficient control. Material you need to choose the material that conform to specifications, the good material, the proper material. You need also to use the monitoring and measurement suitable to the way you will monitor and measure the operation, either measuring the output by results by using measuring devices, calibrated or adjusted measuring devices, or monitoring the effective conditions and the proper conditions of operation. You need to ensure the 5M. If you have any problem, you need to investigate based on the 5M also. What happened if people are missing qualification or competence. Methods, are we using the right methods according to procedures, according to specifications, according to any documented information? Are our machines calibrated, suitable for work or any defect with the machine? The material, are we using the suitable material? And on the top, are we using sufficient monitoring and measurements facilities or resources to ensure the effective operation within our organization? Then we have to use proper storage, handling, preservation in order to keep or to maintain the conformity of the product until the delivery to the next customer or to the end customer or consumer. These are the main issues with the operation. Then the monitoring part or the checking part. We need to ensure that we are measuring the output of the operation. Needs to update our risk. If we face any problem with the operation, we need to update our risks. Our risk assessment has to reflect the real issues with the operation, occupational health and safety conditions. If we have any incident, accident, then risk assessment has to be updated. We need to focus that this now comes one of the highest risks because it caused an accident, an incident or injury to any of our people. Like the coronavirus needs to be on the top now for risk assessment because it really impacted our life, health, safety, and maybe profitability, business. It impacted everything, almost everything in our life. So this has to always to be updated and come on the top. We need to audit effectively the organization. Maybe in our next videos we will have detailed sessions with presentations, with PowerPoint presentations, with point regarding auditing. We'll have specific sessions regarding and videos regarding auditing, and because this is one of our main competencies, so we will explain it in more details, in deeper. Auditing has to be effective. Not only auditing the implementation of procedures, but audit the effectiveness of the system. System has to achieve certain results, has to achieve objectives. So effectiveness of the system has to be evaluated as well during the audits, and this has to be reported to the top management. Top management needs to evaluate all outcomes from audits, from results of performance measurements. Are we achieving our results? We have established visions, strategies, objectives, KPIs. Are we going? Are we in line with these directions or not? Are we achieving our objectives or not? Are we fulfilling our key performance indicators, or any help needed from the top management? Provision of resources, training, any resources needed, or improvement needed. So this has to do with the management reviews, which has to be effective, because one of the problems that top management does not really involve themselves in the management review. They attended like we are here, but it's not like this. They have to be involved deeply in reviewing the performance of the organization, reviewing external issues, updates. Are we facing any external issues, update, competitors, new legal requirements, new specifications? What's impacting our risk? Are we having external risks or internal risks affecting our profits, affecting our business? Because if you are affecting our business, our profit margin will be less, and we will be eaten by competitors. Okay, our business will be getting smaller by less profit, and then we will not have minimum or double-digit profit, for example 10% and more. So we will be by time eaten by competitors, or we will close down the business. So this is normally what's happening if top management are not putting greater emphasis, greater focus on the business, evaluating the performance, giving support to performance improvement and performance enhancement. Then if we face any problem, we need to take effective corrective actions. You know that preventive actions have been replaced by risk assessments in the new standards, but now we need to concentrate on corrective actions when something wrong happens. When any risk came to reality, any non-conformance happens, any customer complaints, any incidents happens, any environmental pollution happen, any food safety related issue happen, any non-conformance. Non-conformance definition is non-fulfillment of requirements. So any requirements which is not fulfilled, we need to initiate corrective actions. Investigating root causes according to the 5M technique, maybe one of the famous techniques. What happened with people? What's wrong with people? What's wrong with methods? What's wrong with machine? What's wrong with material? What's wrong with monitoring and measurements? If anything wrong happens with one of or five of these five, we need to take actions to eliminate the root causes and to prevent the recurrence of the same non-conformance. This has to be done with the process. We will look forward for our feedback, for your feedback regarding these videos, regarding these sessions. If you need any further information about certain topic, you can simply send us an email or contact us, or just make a comment in the YouTube or Facebook or LinkedIn, any of the social media ways, so we can react by explaining further in another video or another topic, or reply to your message. We are welcoming any comments, any feedbacks from your side, and we are making these videos for your benefits. So please, if you are interested, send us the feedback and participate, so we can positively interact together for the benefits of everybody. Last but not least, thanks for your listening, thanks for your time, and you are always welcome to participate at any time, and thanks a lot for your time. Ahmed Al-Tuwaisi.